Sourdough. I'm gonna have to pry this lid off. I start this week the same as every week by feeding my starters. After being left out all night, Doris is ready to use in my dough. I normally use bread flour, but here I accidentally started using all-purpose, so I exchanged my containers and will use the rest in bread flour. I add a little extra flour because generally all-purpose needs a little less water, and I use my regular amount of water earlier. Here I've refed Doris and she'll sit until doubled and then go in the refrigerator for the week. Time to start the stretch and fold. Stretch and fold number 2. It's sunny out today, so I put my dough and starter in a sunny spot. That evening I shape my dough and then put it in the refrigerator overnight. I line my banneton with a towel and rice flour. The dough is sticky and bubbly. I start to loosen the dough from the bowl until it finally plops out. This dough is pretty easy to work with and comes together in no time. Poke the bubbles. Oops, I almost forgot I was doing a batard and not a boule. Wrap it up and put it to bed for the night. I I didn't bake this right away in the morning, so this had about a 16-hour cold ferment in the refrigerator. I'm doing another open bake, so I sprinkle my pizza peel with cornmeal. Flip my dough upside down. And check out my new lame. The blades come in cute little envelopes. Let's see how this works for scoring. Once I got through this first little bit, it went pretty smoothly. I'll store my new scoring tool in the pouch that came with it. No matter how many loaves of bread I bake, it's always exciting to see how it turns out. I add 1 cup of hot water to a pan in the oven at the beginning of the bake time. I think I may want to score a bit deeper. Do you see that ear? For the English muffins, I start with a half a cup of starter. Add 1 cup of milk. Stir until mostly smooth. Add 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Mix flour in, then cover and leave 8 hours to overnight at room temperature. I add my dough to my KitchenAid bowl. Add 1 tablespoon sugar, 1 teaspoon baking soda, and half a teaspoon of salt. Knead dough until workable. Add up to a half a cup additional flour if needed. This is stickier than it looked like in the bowl, so I'm going to use a little extra flour. Use a rolling pin to roll the dough to about a ½ inch thick. Cut into 4-inch rounds using whatever you can find that's about 4 inches across. Cut being the key word here. Sprinkle a thin layer of cornmeal onto wax or parchment paper. Arrange the rounds on the sheet and sprinkle with more cornmeal. Continue cutting out rounds until you've used up all the dough. These last two are larger than the rest, so we'll see how they bake up compared to the others. Let your dough rest for 45 minutes and then heat your griddle or skillet. These don't seem to be doing much. I think I should have let my skillet heat up a bit longer. At this point, they don't really have a lot of color on the other side. The directions said to cook for 5 to 6 minutes, but didn't specify if that was on both sides. It definitely took me longer than that. Okay, just gotta check if my burner's warm. And now we're getting somewhere. How cool, they actually look like English muffins. Now that my pan is heated up, these should go faster. Watch these puff up. Okay, right on track. Finish off the big guys and then we'll be all set. Poke around the sides with a fork to gently open the English muffin. Toast a fresh English muffin and eat it for breakfast. The next day, toast them and make egg sandwiches. Bon appetit!